Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles. I'm delighted to be joined here with Chen-Wen. We're going from LA to New York today with a fantastic movie, In This Land We Are Briefly Ghosts. Let's take a look at the clip.
刚刚在那北来。 躲身，绵绵肉。躲绵绵别。
Chen-Wen, I told you so many times already, but I love your film so much. It was such an important film and so well put together. But for those that haven't seen your film, tell us a brief synopsis.
So my film is about, it's based on multiple true events that happen in Myanmar. It's about two siblings, both are child soldiers in Myanmar, and they get captured after they try to escape from the army. And one of them, as a punishment, one of them is forced to kill another in order to survive.
It's probably one of the hardest films to watch that I've probably ever seen, to be honest with you. But at the same time, you want to watch every millisecond because the subject is important. This really happened, and I'm so glad that you documented it in a film and shared it with us at the film festival, because everyone in the world should see this film. Taking on a story like this that is personal to you and you know, putting it out there in a film. When did you decide, Chen-Wen, that you were like, I'm going to turn this into a film?
So the first I learned about the true story was through the news article. It was an interview of a former child soldier, Burmese child soldier, who's now hiding in Thailand and has never been able to return to his home country. It was really shocking to me because, like, I mean, I've seen stories of child soldiers before, but they were mostly from Africa, like ISIS, and I never knew that Asia actually exists, especially Myanmar. Once they have the largest number of child soldiers in the world. First, that was really shocking to me, and secondly, these child soldiers in Myanmar, like a lot of them were like recruited by the official army. The Myanmar army. It's not the guerrilla, or like they were like really basically the nation just kidnap a lot of times their children and force them into the battles. So after I read the article, I decided to meet this man in Thailand, and I really flew over there, and we had an interview. And he told me about his a lot of things that happened when he was a child soldiers. And that's when I decided like these need to be seen, really, like, 'cause nobody has ever made a narrative film on the subject matter, and I want more people to know about it.
I mean, it's a powerful watch, and the one thing I'm so appreciative of, Chen-Wen, is that, you know, some of these times, some of these films that are made with a very deep context like this, and also some very disturbing issues, they cut away from it. And as much as it was painful to watch, I'm really grateful that you really showcased and showed us in the film, you know, the true horrific things that were taking place, as hard as they were to watch. Did you kind of decide that you wanted to sort of do that and really show the graphic side of it? Because I'm glad that you did. Yeah, I'm very glad that you did.
Yes. No, I never had a second thought about it. I think it might be more impactful if I just
Yeah. I want to say, let's just talk about your cast, because I couldn't believe these young actors were unbelievable. Really, really fantastic. How do you, like, I mean, everybody, the soldiers, everyone had played the role so wonderfully well. for you as a director, like how do you go around directing something like this, and how do you work with those young actors, because they've obviously got some really intense scenes and dialogue to take, to go through.
Right. Katie and Nathan, the girl and the boy in the film, they were each 12 and 13 years old when we shot the film, and we found them after about 6 or 7 months of search. It was quite a long process of casting, and I'm really glad they were both really, really talented, just amazing. But because they were just 12 and 13, and I didn't really talk. I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's even hard for me to fully understand what really happened to those children in Myanmar. But I think these kids, that even though they were just that young, they still feel sad, like sad for them. And I think that's enough. Like when you, as an actor, you have a feeling, you have sympathy for the role that you're playing, and you're making connection with them.
Well, what was I mean, I just, again, going back over and seeing your film, and you had, it was very authentic, like in terms of like location and all the costumes and the production looked fantastic. Tell us a little bit about that process and where you shot it, and was there any kind of challenges that you faced in making it? Because it was, I'm sure quite a complicated shoot.
Yeah, so I mean, right from the start, like we knew that it's just impossible to shoot a film in Myanmar. Yeah, it's because it's still like a censored topic, and so we basically, my team was mostly based in the U.S. So we decided to do the film in California. It was also easier for us comparatively, maybe, to find some like more actors option in the U.S. But it still took us more than 6 months to find everything. And the production itself was very challenging. Besides casting and location scouts, we actually had to shoot, I think, 4 times to finish the film. So first time, I think our forest location was burned down by wildfire. You know how much wildfire has been there in California like 3 years ago. So, and then we had to basically build a forest. Just, I mean, not a full forest, but like a scene.
Wow.
Yeah, and the second time, our main location, which is the jail, the prison that you're seeing the film, was shut down by the government for some I don't know what reason, but like just basically shut down the day before our shoot. So in the end, like I had to do partial shoot in Asia, so it was shot both in US and Asia, and it was in a span of I don't know, like 6 months.
Wow. I love hearing this story, because it's fascinating how you California as 2 locations. I mean, it's just brilliant, and you never would have known it works so well. So glad that you did that. What was, I mean, for you, obviously the different challenges that you had faced and bringing the whole production together and things shutting down, like, what did you kind of like, now you put it out there to the world, what were you hoping your audience were going to take from this film?
Like I say, I'm especially for audience Asia, because the film has been doing well in Asia and festival round, which I was really glad, feel really honored about. Is that there's a lot of tragedy, like human tragedy, that doesn't just exist like far away from us. Sometimes it could be like really close to us if we just pay attention, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, Chen-Wen, as I said to you before, I honestly think it's such an important film that you shared for us, and I'm so glad that you made this film, because I wasn't aware of this, and we need to be aware of it all over the world, so we can condemn these horrible actions as a world. I'm just curious for you as a director, as a filmmaker, like what in your future, like what stories do you keep wanting to make and create, and what is next for you?
I'm always really interested in like social issue like these. I'm currently writing a first feature film. It's concerning the aftermath of the Tohoku earthquake in Japan in 2011. There's a lot of people, some people who just like some people move on, but like there were some people who could never move on, and there was about those who were left out.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait for that film either. And again, a very difficult time, and I'm looking forward to your documentation on that in your film. That's amazing. For you as a filmmaker, is there any kind of advice you could share with other filmmakers, or anything that you kind of keeps you motivated as a creative person that you could share with the audience?
One thing I would like to just, well, it's just my experience to share with some like young directors is that trust your intuition is really important. Sometimes like just trust your intuition and don't give it a second thought. That's one thing I like to say.
Well, listen, I love this film. I can't wait to see the next films that you bring for us, and thank you again for bringing this very, very important film to our attention and being part of New Filmmakers LA.
Thank you so much, Danny. That means really a lot to me. I'm glad you like it.
I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.